Welcome to today's episode of PaynePoints of Interest. I'm Sarah Harbuck, and with me is Mike Payne. Today's question comes from Reddit user Bizno_545, and this is sort of a practical and philosophical question. It says, "Hello everyone, I'm currently running my own business doing skilled labor. I haven't gotten to the point of having employees yet or doing the management part, which is my goal. The stress of doing it all is really getting to me. It's skilled labor and I don't like it nearly as much as I thought. I do good work and still get a fair share of really difficult customers. I just don't like the nature of the business anymore. I have met with a lot of people and I'm still feeling like I'm having a really difficult time finding my next business passion. I want to make a difference and provide value. Some business online is where I'm headed or thinking. Are there any coaches, books, groups, courses, etc. that I can go to help myself find what I'm really interested in? I'm afraid of getting into the wrong thing again. Meantime, I'll keep working in this business, but I've got to figure something out. I'm not happy where I am. Any feedback?" Wow. Okay. I would say that you don't even know if you've made the wrong choice yet. How long have you been in business? It doesn't say. You might need to hire some people and bite the bullet and distribute and delegate some of the responsibility, wouldn't you say, Mike? I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot. At the core, though, the question here: are there any coaches, books, groups, courses? The answer is yes. Tons of them. The 4-Hour Work Week is a great book that I can recommend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Making Ideas Happen by Scott Belsky, sitting right here on this table in front of us. I love that book, and it really highlights a lot of what it means to be in a business with other people, not just necessarily partners or anything like that, but other people, period. There are plenty of coaches out there. Instagram is covered in business coaches. I don't know if any of them are any good because I'm one of them and I don't know if I'm any good. So, but we try.
We do try.
Thinking about getting into some business online, you can actually very easily save some money and start buying up businesses online. 100% online businesses, their websites, their software as a service products, things like that you can buy. And, you got to be real careful what you look at. That's not a bad idea if you're looking for passive income. But those businesses aren't going to make you as much money as something like skilled labor. And the biggest thing about skilled labor isn't actually, you don't make a lot of money doing the skilled labor.
No.
You can make a decent amount of money doing skilled labor. I'm not saying you can't do it. But you don't make the big money doing the skilled labor. You make the big money managing other people who do the skilled labor.
Yeah.
Bringing it all together. Because a lot of skilled labor isn't just one thing. It's part of a bigger it's part of a bigger pie. So you don't just have one person or 2 or 3 people all doing the same thing and building something with their skilled labor, right? Mm-hmm. You've got people who do this piece, and you've got people who do this piece, and you've got another piece over here that needs to be done that everyone always forgets about, right? So you need somebody who's going to architect and manage all those pieces and put them together properly, and that's where you start making the big money.
Yeah.
And that's where I would suggest he look into is within what he already does, where he already has an expertise, how do you get to the management and employees and start taking that risk?
Yeah.
I'm not happy doing the skilled labor necessarily in my business 40 hours a week or full-time or whatever the number of hours that ends up being.
Right.
Like, I'm a software developer by trade. That is a very skilled job.
Yes.
And I don't find a lot of happiness in doing it all the time.
Right.
I do like doing it.
Right. Or you wouldn't have started it.
Exactly. But I do find happiness trying to help people see their vision come to fruition.
Yeah.
And whatever I can do to help that. And it just happens to be that in some cases, being that person who knows both the business and the software side and can put together an entire plan and manage the people through the project, that's really where the business starts to come into play.
Yeah. I think this person, if they're struggling, they're not really liking, they're not happy in what they're doing, you have to sit down and ask yourself a couple of things before you really just jump into a completely new career. What was it about this that you loved in the first place that got you going in that direction? What are the things that you loved about it that drove you to even start a business? I mean, obviously something, or you wouldn't have done it. What is it about your business that helps the community or gives you something special to your clients that makes you different from the people who compete with you or are in that same market? And maybe shift some things around. Hiring some people, delegating. If you don't want to do the skilled labor, you could train somebody else. I'm not exactly sure what skilled labor they're talking about, so it may not be as easy as that. There's probably 10 steps they can do before jumping out and doing something new, because I feel like if you can't at least work a little bit on the problems of the business that you've got going on, then jumping into a new business, you're going to find yourself with the same set of problems and a whole other set of new ones. And if you really just are like, I'm so unhappy here, I cannot do this anymore, well, obviously, your mental health is more important. But there are, I think, a million different things they can try. Maybe not a million, that's exaggerating. But there's quite a few different steps in between where they're at now and just jumping into a whole other career. Which is hard for anybody to evaluate. I've kind of been in that position. I was a professional photographer for many, many, many years, and I did weddings exclusively for the last 8 years of my career. And you get to a place of burnout, and the skilled labor that you were doing that made you so happy becomes something that you almost despise. And I took almost a year to think about, what would I change? What would I do differently? Should I shift my business away from weddings, something less stressful, and determined that I needed to just take a break entirely, because I don't think shifting to a different specialty was going to help me with the mental outlook I was kind of mired down in. And I didn't just jump out of it. I worked for another year trying to see if I could shift some things and shift my business differently to make it not seem like such a burden on my shoulders. And it ended up not being something I wanted to continue to pursue. And I probably never will actually do photography again professionally because of the decisions I came to. I want to use it as a hobby and a great creative outlet, and maybe be in the field, but not as the photographer, and having to run the business and be the creative mind behind it and all the things. Same thing this guy's dealing with here. Mm-hmm. Like all the stuff, when it's all on you. I had a problem delegating because I don't like to give up control. Control is important to me. And if I had maybe done that, I might still be doing it. I might not. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's an interesting thing. I tried for about a year to switch some things around, and some people might say, well, that's not long enough. Well, I'd done it for 15, 16 years before that.
Right.
So, it's not like I had just jumped into this career and then jumped out again a year later. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely one of those questions you could go on for an hour or two and pick it apart. But I hope this person finds what they're looking for, and they can get a solution that's going to make them happy and make them feel fulfilled in their life. So if you guys have any feedback or additional comments or questions, hit us up on our social media at PaynePoints.com, or Facebook and LinkedIn at PaynePoints, Instagram at Payne.points, and Twitter at PointsPayne. So we'll see you guys tomorrow with another question.